right. Thank you for joining us for this meeting. It won't take very long, but I promise you this is going to be very, very worth listening to this video. Those that watch this video have a much, much better expectation set so that they can go ahead and have a great season for themselves and also their children. So, who I am. So, my name is Brad Jurgensen. I'm the operator of the territories which your child is playing. And really, why I do this and why I hope you guys do this and why you have your kids playing in this league is because really sports can bring some of the best memories and some of the best joys in a person's life. Lessons are learned, healthy habits are formed. What I'm sort of combating is that we find that about 70% of kids quit youth sports. So we're trying to help you to avoid the specialization of your child at ages too young that they feel like they have to specialize, to give a proper place where you guys can play at any level, whether you're more advanced, intermediate, or beginner, to go and play sports and compete, develop, to have fun. We'll go over some of the different programs that we have to really cater to everybody from all experience levels in a little bit, because we do have quite a bit and beyond what a lot of traditional other I9s have, as well as what even this I9 had recently, as we've opened up a full-time 24/7 365 location in order to give lots of opportunities to your children. And overall, the big thing with this is that kids go out to play to have fun. We want them to go out and to develop and get better, but ultimately kids go out to have fun. So we want to help everybody in that goal. Now, as a parent, before we get into some of the other things, I want to say, as they go out to play, again, going along the idea of having fun and just enjoying it. The main thing that kids want to hear when they go play and when they're done is, I love to watch you play. Whether they win, whether they lose, whether they play well, whether they play poorly. Kids want to hear, I love to watch you play. So let's go over some things about the schedule and roster for this season. So some of the biggest complaints that we get are when people don't know when or where they play. And let's be clear, that is all at your fingertips to know when and where you play. The main thing, and this is newer in the past couple seasons, is the i9 Sports Game Day app. So please download the i9 Sports Game Day app. That has been sent out as far as the link to download that, or you just look for the i9 Sports Game Day app. Please be sure to turn on your notifications, because that's also going to be where you're notified for rainouts, and there's going to be team chats that go through there. Now, in regards to the schedule, please do not take any screenshots, okay? The schedule, I can almost guarantee you, will change for various reasons, okay? Rainouts, changing for different coaches, changing for different staffing. Please make sure that you do not screenshot it, and then it will be as it updates. Now, as things do change, if it changes over a week in advance, we normally will not notify the families. If it changes sort of early in the week, we'll normally send an email. And if the schedule were to change within 24 hours of the game, we would make sure that we're sending a text message as well. So we'll go over this in a bit, but make sure that you have opted in to text messages. And we'll go over the steps on how to do that if you have not already. So now, as you check your schedule, please, if there are issues with the roster, location, schedule, please let us know ASAP and early, okay? Included in that is, we are very in favor of kids playing up a division if the parent feels that's the right call for them, okay? So as you're looking over, if you have concerns, please email us to let us know. Don't wait until week 4 when you're frustrated that this wasn't fixed. We can't fix anything that we aren't aware of, and it's easier to fix earlier than later, okay? Now, in the schedule, you'll also notice that you might have some double header weeks, right? It'll look weird. You'll wonder, why are there two games here? Normally, they are back. The game times are back to back. Okay, so if they are not back to back, we'll normally notify you. Hey, heads up! It didn't work out this week for it to be back to back. I think that's only happened once in the last 2 years when I've done it. So if you do see 2 games that are back, the games are back to back. That is correct. The second practice time that is listed there automatically, it's irrelevant. You show up for the first practice time. Now, coaches are encouraged to lighten the practice, as well as notify the team potentially that, hey, we're going to start practice a little bit late today because we have the doubleheader. Okay. Another thing with the schedule, just in case we make a schedule mistake, no team should ever not play in a week. So even the final week of playoffs, if your team lost the week before, every team plays every week. So if you notice you aren't scheduled, please let us know early so that we can make sure that we fix that. Now that's outside of the scheduled bye weeks. For example, over a holiday break, we wouldn't have games for any team. Okay. Now, here are some of the location things and some travel things. So first, as far as the locations, just know that there are never any pets allowed on campus. Bringing pets that are not registered service animals can result in us removing from the entire season with no refund. It is a very serious thing that, based on our contracts with the venues, we cannot have any pets on campus. Okay. Also, some weeks you might have your child play in another location. Okay. We limit this to 1 or 2 weeks max throughout the season, and many will be 0 times that they go to another location throughout the season. Okay. We do this for a number of reasons, but ultimately we have learned and are confident that it does give the child a better experience. We do understand that at times that it does make for a more difficult schedule for the parents. If it is something that is really insurmountable and doesn't work for your family, please send us an email again early so we can look at other options for your child for either that entire season or for that week of play, because we often do have other options. Okay. Also know that basketball sometimes does have outdoor practices, and at Riverview High School there's 2 separate parts of the school. The front, sometimes certain sports play up there. More traditionally, but not always, we have football and baseball up front, but sometimes football and baseball are also in the back of the school. So just know if you show up at the front of the school and your sport isn't being played, you're at the wrong side. You need to go through the other entrance, down the other road, and enter through the back of the school. Okay. Now, midweek practice, so nothing is scheduled midweek in regards to our leagues. For our Saturday or Sunday leagues are scheduled for midweek practice. Coaches are encouraged and can have a midweek practice. Specifically, we do have a new HQ I9 Sports East Tampa location in Valrico that is open to our teams to go practice at. Outside of that, there are plenty of other parks that, as friends, right, coach might say, hey, let's have this group go out there, let's go practice this week or every week, okay? Some coaches will do that. Now, that is encouraged, but if it doesn't work for your family, it's not going to penalize your child if you can't attend the practices, okay? Now, again, with these midweek practices, just make sure we have proper communication going from the coach to the team, and that's why it's really important if you to get on the I9 Sports app where the communication is going to occur, okay? Now, also week 1. So week 1, just understand it's going to feel a little bit confusing and a little bit chaotic at first, because even if you have the map memorized perfectly, once you get to an actual place, it always looks different than the map, okay? So a few simple tips for week 1. First, check Instagram, okay, at i9sports29, which has also been emailed out to you. Everything that I'm referencing in regards to clicking on a link or something, there is also an opening day email that was sent to you, or will be sent to you, that is going to that's going to have all these different links in it. Okay, so Instagram i9sports29 to see the map. There will also be a separate map emailed as well for those that don't have Instagram. Okay, please make sure to go straight to the field. You do not need to stop at the tent unless you're a coach and getting a bag. If you know what field to go to, please head there. And once you're there, wait patiently until the coach arrives, a staff member arrives, in order to get your jersey, meet your team. Now, at some point, some seasons, if you've been notified, there may be a jamboree where you can also go ahead and get your jersey and meet your coach at that location. Okay. If you haven't heard exclusively about a jamboree for this season, then there is no jamboree for your season. It's something that we're working on having for different locations in the coming few seasons. Okay, coaches do stop to get their coach bag. Okay. Now, a few other little things in regards to the schedule quirks. There are sometimes, not always, it's more rare, there are sometimes 2-team divisions, which if that happens, we do have the option to change teams after week 1 or week 2 for the competitive integrity. There are going to be some 3 or 5-team divisions where you're going to have more double headers. Also note that about, I'd say 3% of players do get changed the week leading up to the first week of the season. As different registrations come in, there's different things that we're trying to move around in order to have a better season for everybody. So please, If we do change you, I like to say we do email everybody, but just in case an email is missed, make sure you double check your schedule Thursday, Friday leading up. Check your emails. Some divisions in regards to altering teams, some divisions might also get added a team or two the final week. So that would also lead to potential change of teams. Okay. So there's some simple quirks just to be aware of. And then again, reschedules and changes can happen, especially with the rainouts and so forth. Now, some important things in regards to communication. Please, please, please download the app, i9 Sports Game Day app. That's the main spot where you'll get notified for rainouts, and along that, you have to turn on notifications and make sure the notifications are working properly, or else you won't be notified. This is also where you're going to be able to communicate with your team, where when there's something happens, someone can alert everybody else on the team, okay? To make sure everyone knows when they're going to practice, who has snacks, and so forth. So the i9 Sports Game Day app, it's a new thing, but it's going to be awesome for all of our families in order to get proper communication. We also send some text to you throughout the season. And also we have different promos that we send out in order to make sure and help you to not miss deadlines. So please make sure you are opted into all of these. So that would be through my account on i9sports.com, my account, contact preferences. There you can turn on receiving text messages for marketing, for those promo codes, and league information. Okay. Also, we have i9 Sports 29 on Instagram, where we're going to put relevant information, including the venue maps. That is a very awesome place to check out. We'll also have Player of the Week posts, different photos throughout the season, different videos throughout the season that are a lot of fun for you and your child to be able to see. So follow us at i9 Sports 29. And another thing, as far as adding a spouse or someone else that wants to get the different information throughout the season, to add them to the same account as the child, you can link your family member the emails. If you have the other parent or the other family member, if they become a member through i9sports.com, and then you'd go into my account, my family, and then you choose to link the accounts, and you choose the email that you're going to link it to. Okay, then from there you'd be able to get the text messages, assuming you're opted in, and receive the emails. Now, I've referenced this. All right, now in regards to some of the other programs we have, just for your information, I won't go into detail of these, but they're awesome programs. So we have our new HQ i9 headquarters, i9 Sports East Tampa location in Valrico, where we're basically open 24/7. It's open for registrants of our leagues to go there for their team practices. In addition, we have morning programs for our middle schoolers. We have weeknight leagues. We have a lot of things. Okay, so our new HQ i9 Sports East Tampa literally makes it so we have programs nonstop throughout the year. Okay, whether at HQ i9 Sports or other locations, we also have private lessons for most sports. We have Sunday leagues, specifically in Tampa. We have weeknight leagues. Those will typically start at the conclusion of our Saturday leagues. And then they will, once those end, they're smaller, they're less costly as well. They're a shorter season. And then once those are done, then our Saturday leagues would start again. We have training sessions or clinics all over the Tampa area. We have morning sessions for our middle school athletes. We have academy programs where it's 2 to 3 times a week with our top staff or our vetted coaches that are going to be coaching these players for about 2 to 3 months. It is a higher price point, but it truly gives them a club experience with, frankly, the best coaching without the price tag of club. We have summer camps, spring break camps, Thanksgiving camps, winter break camps. And then the last thing, as far as i9 Sports goes, our former NFL player, he leads out a speed and agility training called Athlete Development. So that is an awesome, awesome program because getting faster and having specific technique and drills to get faster is awesome for everyone. We also have a sponsor, it's worth talking about, Vibe Sports, where their slogan is that sports are for adults too. And so we have adult leagues that we're sponsored with that you can go and register for them at playvibesports.com. Lots of fun that they have out there. Now on to the next thing. We have coaches. So some things about coaches. So coaches are needed. We have used volunteer coaches for our leagues, and volunteer coaches does not mean that they are not good. Just to be clear, we have some of our best coaches are volunteer coaches. Okay. Now, if you note that your team does not have a coach, again, we still need coaches. Okay. If you feel that your team doesn't have a coach, but you want to help, but you're not qualified, register and just let us know, hey, I need help, because in the end, we will have a staff member for any coach that requests it. We'll have a staff there to help coaches that need help, that understand the sport. But we've gone through this a number of times, and it is a huge help to have a parent volunteer, even if we still have a staff member that's going to come out there for the technical assistance. That parent coach makes a better experience as far as communicating throughout the week, making sure that they're a little bit more consistently, as sometimes our staff might be hit or miss, because we might have to rotate certain staff some seasons. Now, if it ends up that your team does not have a coach because no parent wants to coach or is able to coach, we do assign a staff to coach for them throughout the season. The goal is that it would be the same staff, but just to understand, there's a chance that it would be a different coach certain weeks, just as any volunteer coach might have to miss certain weeks. So please, this is my plead. If you have any interest in coaching, please register to coach. Whether there's 0 coaches or 1 coach on your team, the best teams have 2 or even 3 coaches, because that's able to maximize reps and give the best experience. So again, please volunteer to coach. You will love it. Your kid will have a better experience as well. Okay, throughout the season, as you have questions, the best way to get a hold of us is just to email leagueoffice29@i9sports.com. Or just check your schedule. That's a lot of times the question you have. Check the schedule, because we won't be able to give that to you over the phone. Okay. Ross, I already talked about some of that. Some teams are going to have photos throughout the season. To get it, if you're getting a photo that week, the process for photos is that your child's team is going to have a specific day, and your coach is supposed to tell your team, hey, we're going to show up before practice, during practice, or after the game to go and get the photo. So it's really an open schedule for your team to go, and the coach is supposed to lead out communication with that. So if you start getting the photo day emails and you haven't heard from your coach, please reach out over the i9 Sports Game Day app to everybody and just decide together what the plan is in order to go take team photos. Okay, so it's open schedule. Make sure there's communication between the team in order to get there. Rainouts. So rainouts are sadly bound to happen. They're a pain, but they do happen. And so please understand that's happened. It's not my fault when rain comes, and it is impossible to predict the weather. We want to wait as long as possible because the weather is going to change so often. So the app is where we're going to notify as there's rainouts. Our rainout hotline is 813-308-9675. Again, that is 813-308-9675. And we may also send text notifications as well if there are rainouts. So sometimes those are delayed, right? Just because it happens right then, it takes a little bit of time to get to notify. So we will update you as soon as we know. Emailing us, especially the day before. It is rare, if ever, we will cancel the day before something happens, because the next morning everything can change. So please don't email us asking us about rainouts. We will let you guys know as soon as we have made a decision. Okay. Again, as far as being notified through those, you have to have opted in to text. You have to have notifications on the app and have the app. Okay. So also, if we do have something rained out and we've already started the day, we will sometimes say there is a delay. So if something happens at the fields, right, we have to stop because of lightning or a heavy storm. Please do not leave. Okay. Do not leave. We're going to delay first, and then if we end up resuming, we'll let you know via text in the app, or we'll go ahead and say, hey, we apologize, we are going to cancel the remainder of the day. So just because we have paused something does not mean we will not resume it later on. Okay, typically the max we would wait is 1 hour. Okay, now in regards to heat, depending on the season, it can get hot. So a few simple things. You can get, coaches or parents can bring spray bottles with water in them to spray. Drinking plenty of fluids the day before, day of, before, and after is very important. Water and Gatorade to get or any sports drink to get electrolytes. You're also able to bring canopies for your kids' teams. Just make sure that they are staked down, and they have to give room on the sidelines as well. Okay, so if a team needs to sit at the end of the field instead of the sideline or to have room for the canopies, that is okay. All right, and then one other note that to go back to on the schedules, just know that the playoff schedules, so typically the final 2 weeks of the season, sometimes there's just one. A lot of times that schedule will not be set until Monday or Tuesday of the week of the game. So just be aware that that schedule will be a bit delayed to come out. Okay. All right. So just a few more things. As far as issues, just let us know early. Some of the key issues that I want to know about are if your child isn't playing, at least 50% and similar to others on the team. We really strive to make sure we have small roster sizes. So I hope that is much, much, much appreciated. So you're not sitting on the bench all the time. It's not perfect every season in every sport. But compared to every other league that I've seen, we really do make sure that we prioritize playing time for roster sizes. We also, please let us know if there's late starts, okay? And I would say, right, we really try to start on the dot, but over 3 to 5 minutes is where it's a concern, especially if it's happened twice, okay? Parents or coaches not being positive, we do want to hear about that. So please let us know, because we're going to talk about that culture in a second. But do know that I do not take ref complaints from parents. I get reviews from coaches. I take our refs, how they do the games with a lot of pride. But I do not take ref complaints from parents. If you have specific concerns, reach out to the coach and have the coach put the concern in for the team. Okay. Now, in regards to the culture that we need from parents and from players and from coaches, because really, we're creating whatever we create for kids is what the parents and coaches put out there. So most parents, they do good, but we do need to have rules just to protect most parents that want to have a positive experience, and what I say, to protect the sanctity of what youth sports should be. So we know that there are, in every sport, if there are parents or coaches that are acting up, which would simply be not being a positive influence for the game. Okay, we only allow positive encouragement, which includes being positive for even the other team. Okay. So there are in-game consequences such as penalties or loss of points or awarding other points or technical fouls if parents or coaches act up. This would also include removing the child of the offending parent or coach from the game for a certain amount of time, potential warnings, and potential removal from the league for conduct that doesn't change or continues. So please, if there are concerns, we ask parents to let a manager know early and right away, so that we can go and address it sooner than later. Please do know that it is pretty rare that, unless we actually have something on video or a staff member sees it, it's rare that we can actually take action on something, because every time we see that, we get numerous stories of the same event. So if you are seeing something, let a staff member know right away, and videos do help us. Okay, so again, spectators are to be observers and positive cheers only. We're not going to argue refs. We're not going to yell at coaches. We're not going to yell at refs. Okay, ultimately, kids do rank winning as number 48 on things they like most about sports. So we are not going to argue ref calls. We are not going to curse at our fields. We are going to develop our players as people and players while teaching our kids how to respectfully compete. I encourage you to realize that as a parent, that your joy should not be any different when you leave if your child has won or lost. We're going to lead to respect by example, because the best time to teach your kids respect is based on how you react to your child's coach or your child's ref when you disagree. Okay. So a few final things before we go. Again, I just want to endorse all of the other programs that we have offered. Training sessions, private lessons with, again, like we have a former NFL player and coaches and college coaches on staff that do awesome lessons. Okay. We have our new HQ I9 Sports East Tampa, where we basically are running 24/7, 365. It's a bit of an exaggeration, 24/7, but we have so many things going. If you have ideas that you want us to offer, reach out and we can probably make an offering. Okay. Weeknight leagues, camps, academy programs will be awesome. And then also our sponsor, Vibe Sports, playvibesports.com, in order to have adult sports through our sponsor. Remember, a plan to arrive early always. Always arrive early, especially week 1. If you arrive on time, you're going to be late. It's going to trim that practice time. It's going to bleed into the game. Please, everyone get on the app, i9 Sports Game Day app, in order to access your schedule, get notified about important things, as well as communicate with your team. And one more thing before we go into the final thoughts is parent tunnels. Parent tunnels after the games are awesome. The kids love them. Stand up out of your seat and go ahead and give a parent tunnel for the kids after the game. They truly do love them. Even at the older ages, even though they say they don't, they do love them. So in the end, thank you all for coming out, for giving us a chance to have your child play in our league. They're going to have a great time. If there are any concerns, please reach out early. Don't wait until the end of the season to reach out after it's built up all season. We want to have a positive environment for our kids as they get out there, able to compete, have fun, learn, grow, you name it, because sports can be an awesome part of everybody's life, whether you're a parent or kid, whether you're participating or observing. So thank you, and we are excited to have you this season.